Hello, hi, and welcome to another exciting edition of my.na Cars. I am your host, Diana Master, and today we're going to be talking something a little different. As you can see behind me, we are at the Tony Rust racetrack, and yes, of course, we're going to be talking racing, but not something that you would expect. Today, we are going to be talking radio-controlled cars, and we have the honor of seeing what the Vintage Radio Control Club is all about. So, come along, follow me, let's go see what they have in store for us. Okay.
We all drive, but what do you drive for?
I drive for the sound.
I drive for turns like this.
We drive for the airtime.
I drive for the challenging conditions.
I drive for these night lights.
I drive for the uphill battle.
I drive for the acceleration.
Hey, I drive for that too.
We understand why you drive. That's why Shell Helix fully synthetic motor oils are made from natural gas, designed for ultimate engine performance. Drive on.
Well, as promised, we're here to find out all about radio-controlled cars, and I'm joined by Colin, who's going to give us a detailed explanation. So starting us off, tell us, I know it's in the name, but what is a radio-controlled car?
Well, it's a scale car where you have a transmitter and a receiver inside, so you can control the car. Obviously, there's a lot of components on these vehicles. They're quite robust. You get your service, which is for steering and your throttle. So, and then we're racing off-road cars. Obviously, you get a lot of different cars, street cars and stuff. At the moment, we have 3 classes: electric, nitro, with the engine, and then it's 8-scale truggies and buggies.
Okay, now tell us about the club, the Vintage Radio Control Club. When did it start? How many members did you have?
Well, we built this track about 5-6 years back. Before that, we had a track at SKW, and we were quite a lot of guys. Then we decided to move here because of my Vintage Motor Club. It's also a great atmosphere when they're doing circuit, and with our vehicles, the noise, and we also got DJ Brave here today for some
ambience and some music and action. Okay.
And it just makes it so much more exciting, and obviously you get it on your nerves a bit when you start racing, and it's that adrenaline in the sport that brings us back. So, okay. But you know, we due to COVID, obviously it turned out to be a bit of a issue the last 2 years, so we're trying to boost it now, and obviously trying to market it more through Facebook and
speaking
on the radio
of that,
and with you guys.
with TV. But speaking of that, is this generally a big sport in Namibia, or does it need more awareness? I know we spoke about COVID, but despite COVID, before COVID, was it a big sport?
It was quite a big sport. We even had races with South Africa. But then it just went down, and unfortunately, you know, with the foreign exchange and stuff, we get the equipment and all the cars from USA. The exchange rate is extremely high now, so it's quite expensive. The good thing is, obviously, if you buy a proper thing, then
it will last you longer.
And you got to do the maintenance to even, you know, yeah.
Speaking of maintenance, you did speak of it being a high cost. Is maintenance as well like a
Yes.
really high cost?
Well, if you do the maintenance, then your stuff lasts longer, so then you don't pay so much for
So much,
components.
okay.
So with, for instance, a diff that you have to do, if you've got to look after it and see if it's leaking. Otherwise, you can seize your gears. And the same with the motors, you have to check the temperatures and
always
the
have to
bearings. So yeah, obviously there's probably about 25 bearings in each car.
Okay. Okay, so let's talk about you. Like, when did this start as a hobby for you?
Well, my friend, before he moved to the UK, he actually gave me a car, and that's how I got
okay.
hooked with it. And then I joined SKW at that time. So and it just grew from there. At the moment, I've got 8 cars,
Wow, 8 cars.
Yeah,
Wow.
from monster trucks to you name it.
Wow. So your kids, are they also into this kind of thing?
Yeah.
Because I see here we have both adults and children
Yeah.
racing. So meaning that it doesn't have an age restriction.
Well, yeah, I'd say from 6 upwards.
Okay.
My child is 6 and he's not doing too bad. So you can set your speeds on it, which makes it a bit safer.
Okay.
And from there just increase the speeds. So like I say, if you get a proper thing and
Then
he
you
bumps it, it'll be okay.
Okay. And then here we have so many tools. I'm seeing so many things because you build your own cars. What special skills do you need to have?
Well, it's quite mechanical. So you've got
I
to
can
have
imagine. I'm seeing so many tools that I would not even know where to begin.
It's a combination of mechanic and electric. So with the nitro cars that use nitro fuel, you have your electric components, which is the receiver and the servos for steering that controls the throttle and steering. The electric has got an electric motor. And ESC controller, so you've got electrical curves that you can set on it, and many functions. This is my receiver screaming because it's gone too long.
Oh, without
Oh,
it
my
being.
transmitter, sorry.
Okay, so let's talk. I know you said your son, he's 6, he's racing now. I don't know the first thing about racing. Do I need a license? What do I need to actually start?
Well, you don't need a license. You
Okay.
just need to get going, get yourself a nice car.
Okay.
Well, you get from ranges, let's say from 5,000 to 30,000.
Oh, okay.
So if you want to begin, rather get a smaller car that's not so
technical.
so technical, just to see if your child is interested in it.
Okay.
And then our whole plan is to get the kids involved, so the dads and
It's also sort of like and it's also sort of like a bonding event for the dads.
Yeah.
You know, it's a bonding experience for the
Exactly.
parents and the kids. So it's a very good recreational activity, I would
yes,
say.
and not just on the track, also at home when you do your maintenance. You know, my son, he already knows how to clean the tires.
And he's 6.
And he's 6. Yeah, he's
Wow.
running around again.
Well, I mean, they say start them young anyway, you know, so it's always good to see that. Let's speak, we spoke about there being battery, and then we also have nitro. Which one can you explain, of course, the difference in your opinion, which one is better?
Well, you know, I think it's, in my opinion, I like the nitros a bit more. So the thing is with the nitros, you have to learn your motor, and there's a lot of variables on that. But YouTube is full of videos. That's also.
I always say the
got.
University of YouTube.
Exactly. Yes. So. You've got to keep an eye on. It's a lot more maintenance on the nitros. The electric, you can set the speed, like I said, and you can. It goes a bit quicker, and less maintenance on the electric.
Okay.
We have lipo batteries, which is, you know, it pumps out a lot of juice, if I can put it that way.
Yes, of course, yeah.
You'll see later when we push them on the track. So there's high performance on the electrics.
Okay. Awesome, awesome. Okay, and then just closing us off, are you registered with a federation or an association, and can you
Well-
compete on national levels, like representing Namibia?
Well, at the moment, it's just us in Namibia.
Okay.
So we've got our agreement with Motor Club. At the moment, we are sort of independent from them, but we try and arrange races with them. So, like today was supposed to be circuit, but unfortunately they had to cancel due to entries also. But they'll postpone it, and they've got karting and they've got ovals. So we try and work with them now and then, and then also on other times do our own thing. So yeah, it's a bit difficult, you know. It would have been great if let's say at the coast there were
You can
guys
have
who were
something,
track, because
yes.
there's no track, you know. And with these cars also, I think you'll have to become a bit inland from Swakop, for instance, because of the saltiness and
Of course,
yeah,
yes, definitely.
obviously stuff will rust.
Okay, so thank you so much,
you.
Colin.
Thank
I'm
you for
actually
being-
excited to see what you have in store for us.
Yeah, look, like I said, you know, we're trying to build up, and we've only got a couple of cars now, so we'll try and put up a good show for you.
I am definitely looking forward to that. Thank you once again for having me here and for, you know, welcoming me into your home. I would say your home with open arms. All right, stick around because later on we are going to be seeing the action live. Stay tuned.
Please, put on your safety belt, sir. It's very important for your life.
The seatbelt doesn't make me drive comfortably. Yes, that's better. Please wear your seatbelt. I did not.
At just 11 years old, LJ already knows more about this than I do. Hi, LJ.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
Are you excited to be here?
Yes.
Oh, yeah? Okay, so tell me, is this your first time here?
Yes.
So you want to join the club?
Yes.
Where did you hear about the club?
My dad heard it at a friend.
Okay, and so you decided this is something that you'd be interested in?
Yes.
And is your dad also into this sport?
Yes.
So he got you your first car. Was it a birthday present? Did you ask him for it?
It was a birthday
It
present.
was a birthday present. Did you throw a tantrum or were you like, no, Dad? How excited were you when you got the car?
I was very excited.
You're very excited. And then you asked him straight away, you're like, Dad, I want to go race.
Yeah.
And he supported you.
Yeah.
You guys have races at home. Do you compete with him?
Yeah.
Who would you say is the better driver? Is it you or is it your dad?
Me.
You honestly think it's you?
Yes.
I'll be waiting to see. So we'll have a young race and then we'll see who's the better one, who's the better driver.
Okay.
So will you also show me how to drive? I'd like to learn.
This is the turning.
Okay.
And this is the throttle.
Okay.
But if you want to go forwards, you just do this. Then
Okay.
it go forwards, and backwards is front. Forwards. Like this is left, and like this is right.
Okay, nice, interesting. So also, I just wanted to find out, how can I get into this sport? Like, do I need to be a great driver? Because I can't drive
No,
very well.
you don't have to be a good driver. You can just come in and learn the course, and then you'll
And then,
experience.
where do you want to go with the sport? How big do you want to go? Do you want to race internationally?
Yeah.
You want to definitely race internationally. You think you'll be the best out there?
No, but I will try.
You'll definitely. I feel like you can. I mean, at 11, you already know more than me. So I'm excited to see you race.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you, LJ. Cool.
Please adhere to the speed limit. I did not.
So I just just got my hands on a techno electrical car, and here to tell me more about this is Colin.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm great, thank you. Thank you for trusting me with your car.
It's a pleasure.
So, okay, let's start off. Tell us about this beautiful baby, this beautiful heavy baby.
Me and my dad got into the car about 3 years ago, but we didn't have the money really to buy this. So one of my dad's friends, he said this one is on a special for second hand, and I think we bought it for $12,000 to $13,000.
And that is it on special?
That's on special second hand.
Oh wow.
So yeah, me and my dad bought this car. We started building it up, fixing it. My dad's friend helped us a lot with this car.
Okay.
But yeah, I like this sport because it gives me a connection with my dad, and I love doing it because I am into mechanics.
Okay. So you can actually fix your car yourself?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, my dad teaches me how to fix my car, and one day when I'm big, I want to be a mechanical engineer.
Wow, that's awesome.
This is actually a great start for me because small cars are almost the same as big cars. Like the Truggies and the Buggies that's riding now is the same as a big car. It uses petrol and everything. The difference between the Truggies and the electric cars is the electric cars only use a battery.
Oh, okay. They only use a battery.
Yeah,
I
it's
see,
only
I
a
see.
battery, and that is petrol in the car.
Okay. So what's your dream car? Like, of course, once you graduate from this, what car would you want to get?
I would love a Bugatti Chiron.
Oh, okay.
Or a GTR.
Or a GTR.
Yes.
Nice. Okay, and then for racing?
For racing,
Are you happy with this, or do you want to
I'm happy with this one, but the newer models of the electric cars are very nice, but they're very expensive. I think it's $20,000 to $25,000 for one.
So you have to save up. It's many birthdays of saving up. Okay, and where do you see yourself going with the sport?
At this stadium, the sport is only in Windhoek, so it's just a small group of people that's riding now. If we can expand this a little bit more, I think me and my dad can go a little bit farther.
A long way.
A long way.
Go a long way.
Yeah, but for now it's just a small group of people having fun, participating in small races.
Okay, so of course once you get to like the big races, you'd like to race competitively.
No, not really.
Not really. You'd like to do it as a sport. You'd like to keep it as a hobby, and there's a bonding time with your dad.
Bonding time with dad and hobbies for now. School and my sport is more important at the stadium, but this is a side hobby for me and my dad, and we love it.
Oh, awesome. Thank you so much, Colin. Well, there you have it, guys. This is me with the techno electrical car. I'm going to be racing it. No, I'm not. But I'm going to be racing it earlier. I hope. If Colin trusts me, he probably doesn't. But stay tuned. We have so much more coming up right after the break.
How's it, Chief? It's mooi. Give me a full tank. Hey, big boss, change your tires, they are worn out.
You know what? I'll change it next month, it's fine. Please check your tires. I did not.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Now for a man who has them all. Lofi here has all 3 types. And he's so excited to tell us all about them, aren't you?
Yeah, can't wait.
Okay, so take it away.
Let's start with the first one, the most difficult one to drive also because it's quite small and nimble, is the Buggy, the Nitro Buggy. It's much narrower than the Truggies, the big ones.
Okay.
It's a bit shorter, more
So it's harder to control because it's so small.
Yes, it's quite nimble, the steering and the braking and the acceleration, everything.
So does it jump over much more than the others?
Well, the control you have to keep the whole time to keep it in a straight line. Yeah, it's more difficult than the Truggies. Okay. So yeah, that's the Nitro Truggy with the engine and stuff. Requires a lot of maintenance with air filter and the refueling and stuff. So yeah, today I've got a fresh set of rubber.
Oh, nice.
Makes a big difference.
Okay.
The pros talk about almost 70% of your car setup
Is the
It's
tires.
the correct tire choice.
And that's understandable because we were talking, I was talking with Colin and he was telling me about how the wheels make that much more of a difference. And he was saying he didn't want to put in new wheels just yet. He was waiting for the other ones to wear out first.
Yeah, well, luckily I'm at a point where my old ones is almost slicks. So yeah, there's no grip, especially with a dry track.
Okay, so it's better to change them.
Yeah,
okay, and
that's in the time. And my favorite class is the electric class. It's less maintenance. Well, with the first heat I pick up a screw going loose. So yeah, I need some maintenance. But yeah, my favorite class, plug and play.
Why is it your favorite?
It's less maintenance. The power delivery can be adjusted via laptop and the software updates and all that stuff. You can basically adjust the car, the delivery to your riding style.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, and you just charge the battery, put it in, and
you're good to go.
Good to go.
Okay, so out of these three, we've spoken about your favorite, of course. Which one is the most expensive here?
At the moment, this is all quite older models, the electric and the nitro Truggy. The brand we use is Team Losi Racing.
Okay.
This one is the new version. It's a X, where they had a 3.0 and a 4.0. Now this is the newest version, is the X. Yeah, that's all updated.
Updated, got a facelift.
All that stuff it's what the pros use.
It's what the pros use. Speaking of the pros, okay, let's not, for me rather, a beginner, if I was to, you know, say I wanted to get into this, which one would you recommend for me?
I would recommend the electric.
The electric?
The nitros is quite, you need to do a lot of adjustments on the carburetor to get it with altitude, make a difference, temperature, like in the morning and in the afternoon.
So temperature in the morning, it's different?
Temperature differences, which means there's difference in oxygen. And that's, the oxygen determines how the car basically perform.
Oh, okay.
You have to adjust it constantly to get the perfect tune, to keep the car running. Because if it's not running like it should, then
what's the point?
Your nerves and your concentration also.
And also, what's the point? I mean, the reason we have these is so that they can perform to their best, right? Awesome.
Yeah, and my son also rides exactly the same electric. He's now 10 years old, and he began with a normal.
Okay.
The cheap ones. And I had one as a spare and was a nitro, so I converted it to electric. And they last.
He's enjoying it. Is he enjoying it?
He's enjoying it. It's actually him.
He's racing
now.
Okay, so last thing, Lofi, for people that are rather looking to join the club or they're a bit on the fence, they don't know whether they should do it or not, what would you tell them? Like, what's the one selling point for them? What's
If they want to start with stuff that they can use for a long time, like this electric of mine, when it came out, I think it's almost 10 years ago. Myself and Colin, we stock a lot of parts. We can actually open a hobby shop with all the parts we carry. It's just if something breaks, you can fix it immediately. Like if you come from Windhoek, set your stuff up, and something breaks, you don't have a spare, then you can't continue for the rest of the day. Then you might as well just pack up. So that's why we carry spares, so we can quickly fix the cars. And
thank you so much, Lofi, for showing me and, you know, letting me somewhat kind of get my hands dirty.
Yeah. And we keep the sport going for the next generation.
For the next generation, and then they can continue it.
Exactly.
Awesome, thank you so much. Cool.
Have a good one.
So I almost left without getting to see these amazing babies right here. I mean, Len, let's talk about these. Wow. I mean, everything, the exterior, we have...
what are they called? The
recovery boards.
And then, yes, all essentials, accessories for crawling. In case one of your teammates gets stuck, you can hook it up and help them out. So it's full 1 to 10 scale. So it's real life replicas of the original cars.
Okay, so which one is yours?
This is mine. This is a TRX4 Bronco, and then this is the Range Rover.
Oh, nice, nice.
Also, yeah.
So do you own real life versions of these cars?
I mean, I wish. No, unfortunately not. But this is the closest I'll get.
This is the closest you'll get. And you know what? I mean, you can live out your dreams through this, right?
100%.
And these are electric.
Full electric, yes. They run on 3S LiPo batteries. Yeah, so it's nothing. You do get crawlers that you can do in nitro, but the electric is much more controllable, and it's they also have cruise control in them, so you can the climbs through rocks and stuff is much more controlled. So electric is much more preferred.
Oh, this is awesome. Well, what an exciting day this has been. I mean, I got to get my hands dirty, and you know, I don't do much, but I did put the pins. I mean, that counts for something, right? I also even got to somewhat control the cars. I don't really trust myself, but in 10 years, I will definitely be there. But we were here today at the Vintage Radio Control Club, and we got to see so much, and also we got to learn so much more. But behind me, we still have some more races going, so I'm gonna catch you guys later while I keep my eye on the race.